James Gunn fired Patty Jenkins. She didn't walk out. All the trades were lying. James Gunn literally knocked on her office door and said, "Get the fuck out of here." Patty Jenkins has finally opened up about the situation with Wonder Woman 3 and also Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Of course, there's been a lot on Patty Jenkins the last couple of days. Of course, talking about how she apparently walked out and all this and that apparently DC might be going for a reboot. But as of now, we don't know, so we have to wait. But she did put out her statement talking about this. Now, to give you some example, is The Wrap put out an article saying Warner Bros. Didn't cancel Wonder Woman 3. Patty Jenkins walked off the project. And basically, we're not going to read this article, but they do say in the article that Patty Jenkins was the one that walked away. She didn't like the studio notes, so she was like, "Hey, you know what? I gotta walk away." Now, apparently, according to Patty, that is untrue. So we're gonna read it right here. And I apologize because I'm like, so what I did was I just zoomed it out. So the words are too small on the screen, so I'm just gonna read it through this. So she says, "Sigh. I'm not the one to talk about private career matters, but I will not allow inaccuracies to continue. Here are the facts. I originally left Rogue Squadron after a long and productive development process when it became clear it couldn't happen soon enough, and I did not want to delay Wonder Woman 3 any further. When I did, Lucasfilm asked me to consider coming back to Rogue Squadron after Wonder Woman 3, which I was honored to do so. I agreed. They made a new deal with me. In fact, I am still on it, and the project has been in active development ever since then. I don't know if it will happen or not. We never do until the development process is complete, but I look forward to its potential ahead. When there started being backlash about Wonder Woman 3 not happening, the attractive clickbait false stories that it was me that killed it or walked away started to spread. This is simply not true. I never walked away. I was open to considering anything asked of me. It was my understanding there was nothing I could do to move anything forward at this time. DC is obviously buried in changes they are having to make, so I understand that these decisions are difficult right now. I do not want what has been a beautiful journey with Wonder Woman to land on a negative note. I have loved and been so honored to be the person who got to make these last two Wonder Woman films. She's an incredible character. Living in and around her values makes one a better person every day. I wish her and her legacy an amazing future ahead, with or without me. Walking side by side with Linda Carter, an absolute legend and beacon of goodness and light, has been a thrill. I have learned so much from her and will cherish her as a friend and mentor always. My crew has been like a family, fought every day to give the world the best films they could, and Gal Gadot. Where do I begin? Gal is the greatest gift I have received in this whole journey. A cherished friend, inspiration, and sister. There are no words I can use to convey how magical she is. She is the walking embodiment of Wonder Woman in real life, and a better person that the world can imagine. Never once in a million, I apologize for that. Never once in the millions of moments I've spent with her did I see anything less. She's a gift to this world, and even more so to me. Lastly, the most important thing is thank you to the incredible Wonder Woman fans and all of your love and support. Wonder Woman fans are often not the most visible in the media and online, but I want you to know that we have always seen and celebrated you and your importance. You are first and foremost in our minds every day. We made the last two films. You are the best and most loving people, and I look forward to always celebrating you. Thank you all to for this wonderful journey. Keep up Wonder Woman spirit. Any day that you face struggles, try asking, "What would Wonder Woman do?" Albert Beacon of love, truth, and justice is always there to lead the way for you as she has done for me. And that is her tweet. Now, the good thing is, before I made this video, James Gunn actually put out a tweet saying, "I can attest that all of Peter," he's referring to Peter Safran, "and my interactions with you were only pleasant and professional." So some of y'all are wondering what exactly did Patty mean by that. From what she is saying is she didn't walk out. Just what happened is, she was just told, "Hey, you just may not be continuing." Now I do want to clarify that, of course, Patty may be lying. We gotta put that in the minds out there. We gotta put that out there. For all we know, Patty's trying to cover her ass because all the articles that lied about her walking out or apparently lied, all those articles are basically lies, and she didn't walk out. She was just told that, "Hey, you're just not part of the line. You're not part of the DC slate anymore. And I don't see a lot of people mad about this. The only thing I've seen people mad about is whether or not James Gunn's going to bring back Zack for the Snyderverse or not. That's really the only thing I see people mad about. But Patty Jenkins leaving, I really don't think many people are mad about, unless you're like a really diehard fan of both Wonder Woman films. Now, me personally, I think Patty was a great director in that first Wonder Woman film. I think she's phenomenal, and I'll always respect her for that. And you know what? If I'm in that boardroom and they say, hey, we still want Gal Gadot to stay on board as Wonder Woman, I tell them, hey, if you're going to make another solo Wonder Woman film with Gal Gadot, you bring back Patty Jenkins. I think her chemistry with Gal Gadot to me is just so perfect that I just, yeah, she made a flop, she flawed, and she made a shitty Wonder Woman 84, and I'll constantly criticize that film. But she also made that first amazing Wonder Woman film, and I'll always put that towards her. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to discredit her for that film just because of one shitty film. You know, every director has a bad day in the office, and Wonder Woman 84 just so happened to be hers. But I will say this right now. Um, I'm fine with this decision. Now, I even made a video on this when people were saying that Patty had walked out on her own. I always was kind of sus about that because I'm like, I don't think that, like, first we had to remember that there were studio notes for the first Wonder Woman film. Again, she could have gone probably more of an ego because she started getting more known. Because remember, after that first Wonder Woman film, everyone was just praising Patty Jenkins. Like, it was literally just people constantly worshiping her, bowing down to their queen. But then 84 came out, and that kind of just brought back people to reality. But no, let's actually get back into conversation. So basically, from what she is saying is, yeah, you know, I walked out, you know, or not I walked out, but she was let go. And I know my fellow Snyder fans out there, I know this channel is literally 80% Snyder fans because I've built this channel on being such a massive Zack Snyder supporter. One of my favorite films of all time is Zack Snyder's Justice League. Batman vs. Superman's up there. Man of Steel is fucking phenomenal. I love Zack Snyder, and I'll always be thankful, and I'll always be saying, hey, restore the Snyderverse. I want the Snyderverse back. And look, if James Gunn was to bring me to his office and say, hey, what do you want DC to do? I tell him, hey, let's bring back Zack. Let's finish off his movies, and then boom, we can do whatever we want after. But with that being said, I'm still going to put my faith on James Gunn. I know that has made me very unpopular, but I'm going to trust the process of James Gunn. Now, we have to be clear, it is not confirmed that there will be a reboot, but reading reading what Patty had to say, reading what all the trades have said, it seems like we are going to get some sort of reboot, because even when you look at Patty's comment, it doesn't seem like Gal's coming back too. And if Gal Gadot's not coming back, then, you know, like, who the heck from the core Justice League is staying? And even from that Hollywood Reporter article last time, they said that Jason Momoa is going to be playing Lobo, meaning that, holy shit, the Justice League members, they're all done, because let's not deny, Ezra Miller's not coming back for another project. And the article also said that Henry Cavill was not going to be coming back as Superman. Now, of course, we don't know that yet. We'll have to wait and see and find out. But you know what? As much as I respect Patty for that first film, at the end of the day, James Gunn's the new coach in town. He's the new manager. And my trust is on him. My faith is on him. And look, it could all go down to shit. Maybe in 2025 we get like a lot of shitty DC movies under James Gunn's management, and boom, there, it's done, it's over. Boom, James Gunn's era is over. And now go out of my way to say, hey, I was wrong. I was wrong to put my trust on James Gunn, and I'll be 1000% honest about that. But I know, of course, it's the unpopular opinion, but my faith and trust will be on him regardless of what anyone wants to say. And I know, of course, it's the unpopular opinion, but hey, my job here on YouTube is not to say the popular opinion. My thing on YouTube is to tell you what I genuinely believe. I'll tell you guys in the best manner I can, and you guys are more than welcome to comment in the comment section down below. I don't disable and I don't delete comments. You're more than welcome to criticize me, but I'm trusting James Gunn. We haven't seen what James Gunn will do with this DC universe. We don't even know what the slate is, but just hearing him talk about Superman, just hearing him talk about honoring DC, to me, I'm just going to trust the process. And it may backfire. But I'm willing to just follow him. The way I trusted Zack Snyder with these characters is the same way I'm going to trust James Gunn with these characters. Let's let somebody else take a swing on the pitch, whatever you baseball fans want to use, but I'm going to just be trusting the process. And James Gunn, I trust. And some of y'all may be mad about that. Some of y'all may be angry with me. But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you my truth. My truth is I see James Gunn as a great leader. And I see him already as a great producer. He's willing to tell the fans, what he is, what he's trying to do. He's willing to be honest with us. And he has already shown with the Suicide Squad that he will honor the DC characters, that he will put them in good hands. And again, it can backfire. But I'm willing to give him that chance the same way we did with Zack Snyder. And by the way, let me clarify this. This doesn't mean the Snyderverse is over, all right? I know I'm seeing a lot of people saying Snyderverse is over, Snyderverse is over. Well, I'll just tell you this right now. It's not over until it's over. It's not over until, Zack just says... The only way I would say it's over is if Zack retires from filmmaking. But even then, I would say still have hope. Rebooting DC doesn't immediately mean, oh, it's done. Remember, when the Snyder Cut, before the Snyder Cut came out, it was just as it came out, and everyone was like, okay, that's gone, done. And then all these other movies like Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84, Shazam, Aquaman, Joker, that's not DCU, but it was under DC label. All these movies came out, and while yes, at the time it seemed like Snyder's Cut wasn't going to happen, just look at that landscape. Nobody expected it to happen, but it happened. Rebooting doesn't mean Snyderverse is gone. It just means they're not going to be continuing with those characters. To me, I'd rather James Gunn reboot the DC universe than to take Ben Affleck and take Henry Cavill and do his own thing with those versions of the actors. I want James Gunn to be able to tell his story. I feel like it would be more of a disservice if he just grabbed the current Justice League lineup and just did whatever he wanted with them. I feel like that would be more of a disservice than if he just straight up rebooted and tried it, And to me, again, I don't think Snyder fans should be mad about this. What I think we should be doing is still promoting Restore the Snyderverse, us united, and showing we love Zack, showing we support Zack Snyder, and we want, and even tweeting at James Gunn saying, hey, please get, Zack Snyder's universe back in store. But you know what we shouldn't be doing is calling him a pedophile, saying this, and that, lying about his name. When you do that, that ain't helping you. In fact, it just makes the rest of us Snyder fans look bad. So, but no, overall, thank you, Patty, for the memories. But you know what? This is part of the process. At the end of the day, James Gunn was hired to do a job. And, part of the job is having to make difficult decisions. I'm just glad we live in a time where we're going to get more clarity with DC. Because under Hamada, my biggest issue under Hamada was we didn't know what the fuck was even going on. We didn't even know if they were all connected anymore. Because you had movies like Birds of Prey and Aquaman coexist in the DCU, but they felt so different from one another. No connection, no nothing. That it was just kind of weird. And I like both of those movies. Don't get me wrong. I like both of those movies. But like if you were to tell me they were connected, it would take me a while to truly process that. Like I'd be like, really? Birds of Prey exists in a universe with the Justice League? And under Hamada, my biggest issue was there was no communication. It just kind of felt like they were just making DC movies out of nowhere. I mean, the fact that the previous regime greenlit a Wonder Twins movie, but not a Superman sequel, just shows you that that previous regime really fucked things up. And you know what I like about James Gunn and David Zaslav and the people who are now making the choices? You know what I like? They're actually being like, hey, no, let's bring back Superman. Let's honor Batman. Let's honor Wonder Woman. Let's actually build a DC universe, and we're actually getting far more clarity. I guarantee you 2 months, 3 months, however long it takes for us to get the slate, there will be clarity. I remember there was a time where literally just the idea of Superman appearing again was just literally a wet dream of mine. And that shouldn't be a thing. With DC, Superman should be solidified as the face of the franchise. He is the Superman. And the fact it didn't take us until a post-credit from Black Adam to get to see Superman back. And by the way, don't tell me this bullshit of he was in Shazam. No, that's not him. If we're not seeing his face, then it's probably not really Superman, And it's about time that DC picks up its shit. picks up its slack. Show the fans that they care by actually trusting a leader with this product and making the best content he can produce. And that's why my faith is on James Gunn. The ball is on his court. Let's see how he does. But yeah, I mean, thank you guys for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And y'all let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think about this? Do you agree, disagree? Whatever it is, let us know in the comment section down below. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.